Abruptly, in October 1929, hell broke loose on the New York Stock Exchange. After one of those days of inferno, I wobbled from the hotel bar to a brokerage office. It was 8 o'clock, 5 hours after the market closed. The ticker still clattered. I was staring at an inch of tape that bore the inscription XYZ 32. It had been 52 that morning. I was finished, and so were many friends. The papers reported men jumping from to death from the towers of high finance. That disgusted me. I would not jump. I went back to the bar. My friends dropped several millions that day since 10 o'clock. So what? Tomorrow would be another day. As I came back, the old fierce determination to win came back. The next morning, I telephoned a friend in Montreal. He had plenty of money left, and I thought it better to go to Canada. By the following spring, we were living in our custom style. I felt like Napoleon returning from Alba. No St. Helena for me, but drinking caught up with me again, and my generous friend had to let me go. This time, we stayed broke. We went to live with my wife's parents. I found a job, then I lost it as a result of a brawl with a taxi driver. Mercifully, no one could guess that I was hardly to have no real employment for 5 years or hardly draw a sober breath. My wife began to work in a department store, coming home exhausted to find me drunk. I became an unwelcome hanger on at brokerage places. Liquor ceased to be a luxury, it became a necessity. Bathtub gin, 2 bottles a day, often three, got to be routine. Sometimes a small deal would net a few $100s. I would pay my bills at the bars and delicatessens. This went on endlessly, and I began to wake very early in the morning, shaking violently. A tumbler full of gin, followed by half a bottle of beer, would be required if I were to eat any breakfast. Nevertheless, I still thought I could control the situation, and there were periods of sobriety which renewed my wife's hopes. Gradually, things got worse. The house was taken over by the mortgage holder. My mother in law died. My wife and father in law became ill. Then I got a promised business opportunity. Stocks were a low point of 1932, and I had somehow formed a group to buy. I was to share generously in the profits. Then I went on a prodigious bender, and that chance vanished. I woke up. This had to be stopped. I saw I could take not so much as one drink. I was through forever. Before then, I had written lots of sweet promises, but my wife happily observed this time I meant business, and so did I. Shortly after I came home drunk. There had been no fight. Where had been my high resolve? I simply didn't know. It hadn't even come to mind. Someone pushed a drink my way, and I had taken it. Was I crazy? I began to wonder, but the appalling lack of perspective seemed near being just that.